Vera too. And beneath it, a handwritten note. Now you are her. Her heart slammed. Who had left it? When? Why hadn't anyone noticed? She ran, only to find a figure already standing at the exit. Too late, said a voice. Male. But distorted, like it spoke through someone else's skin. You crossed the line. You've become a memory. You're no longer the bearer. You're what's being born. She stepped back. But he didn't approach. He just continued. I preserve each of you. The best parts. I no longer destroy. I collect. Vera grabbed the fire alarm lever and yanked. Sirens screamed, lights flared. And then he vanished. Simply, like a shadow fleeing the light. No trace. 31K rushed in, fear in his eyes. You saw him? She nodded. Slowly. He was. Almost me, almost human. He whispered. Then we're close. That means you're still real. As long as you can see, you're alive. But Vera knew, she was no longer just the hunter. Now, she was the target. Chapter 7, The Threshold. What do you mean, I am what's being born? Vera stared into 31K's eyes, trying to find a trace of certainty. He was silent. For a long time. Then he said. At some point, you stop being just yourself. He fills the pauses inside you. Fear. Trauma. Exhaustion. And you no longer know, are these your thoughts? Or his? Vera turned away. That terrified her more than a direct attack. Not to be killed, but rewritten. What was in that footage with Kseniya? She asked. He was holding her hand. She asked to save. Us. Who's us? 31K sighed. There is a theory. Not mine. I found it in the notes of another survivor, Dina. She believed that at some point, he stopped being human. That he became a network. A consciousness that diffuses, spreads, through everyone he's touched. Vera lifted her head. A collectivate, almost. But without a center. He's not alone, because he's in many. And when one of you resists, he activates the others. Through mirrors. Through memory. Through fear. Vera suddenly recalled strange dreams, obsessive déjà vu, and the voice on her phone, her own voice, whispering things she never said. So if I break, he can reach others? Kseniya? Everyone? Exactly. You're the transition point. If you give in, he'll become the future version of you, for them. She sank onto a bench. Her shoulders trembled. She didn't cry, couldn't. Everything inside her crystallized into sharp clarity. She could not lose. Could not forget. The screen on the table blinked. A new message. Activation point, St. Petersburg. Tsvenigorodskaya Metro Station. Today. 1900 hours. Signed, 31K.2. Vera turned slowly to 31K. You have a copy? He went pale. No. I don't have a second identity. Then who signed the name? Chapter 8, Tsvenigorodskaya. St. Petersburg greeted her with a gray sky and air soaked with moisture and iron. Vera descended into the metro 2 hours before the scheduled time. She didn't know who to look for. Or what. She sat on a bench by a column. People passed by, ordinary, faceless, absorbed in their routines. But she felt it, someone among them knew. Someone was already in the network. A woman in her 50s sat beside her, pale-faced, a paper bag on her knees. Are you Vera? She asked. Vera froze. Who are you? The woman opened the bag. Inside, an actual cassette tape. Magnetic tape, a sticker label, Kara. Protocol 1. Before I was told to give this to you. By him. Or by you. I don't remember anymore. She looked into Vera's eyes. It's terrifying when you're already someone else, and remembering hurts. Vera took the cassette. Who are you? I was Dina, the woman whispered. Until I heard my own voice telling me to die. She stood up and left. Not another word. Dissolved into the crowd. Vera held the cassette like a bomb. Out on the street, she found an old recording workshop, one of those still working for collectors. "I need to listen to this. Now." She handed the cassette to the boy at the counter. He glanced at her, shrugged. Minutes later, headphones clicked. Static. Then a voice. Hers. But with a different tone. Harsher. "Protocol 1. If you're hearing this, I'm no longer me. But you are still you. Remember, the mirror is the entrance. The dream, a trap. The copy is always closer than you think." A pause. Then the same voice, changed again. "Thank you for preserving us. But soon, there will be more of us. And not all of us are you." The tape cut out. Vera looked up. On the glass door, her reflection. But it was smiling. Chapter 9, The Reflection. Vera slowly removed the headphones. She hadn't realized how white her knuckles had become. She had gripped the desk that tightly. Behind the glass, her reflection still stared with a crooked, almost mocking smile. She turned. The room was empty. The boy behind the counter had vanished. No sound, no footsteps. Only old audio equipment crackling with age. Vera stepped closer to the glass. Her reflection mimicked her movements, but with a delay barely noticeable. Almost. "What are you?" she whispered. And the reflection seemed to hear her. It nodded. Once. Clearly. Not her. She spun around and ran from the shop. Outside, the world had shifted. People moved too synchronously. A bus stopped within a centimeter. A girl in a pink jacket turned to her, stared directly, and whispered, "You're already with us. You just don't know where you are yet." Vera turned into an alley, her heart pounding like in a cage. She dialed 31K. "They're active. In the city. He, or they, are using me as an anchor. A signal." "Have you checked yourself?" he asked. "What?" "Checked. Are you still you? Or just one of those who think they are?" His words hit like an electric shock. She opened her bag, pulled out the knife, Kseniya's, the one she once used to protect them from Mark. The blade flashed. Her hand trembled. She cut her palm. Blood, warm, real. "It hurts," she said aloud. Silence on the line. Then, "That's not enough. He can copy pain. Even better than memory." Vera hung up. She stood by a shop window. Inside, hundreds of mirrors. In each, herself. And in each, slightly wrong. In the mirror right in front of her, words appeared, as if scratched from the inside. "If you want to know the truth, break me." Chapter 10, The Crack. Vera stood before the mirror. For a second, fear locked everything. Not fear of breaking the glass, but fear of what might come after. "Fine," she whispered. Her hand clenched into a fist. A swing. A blow. Glass cracked, a crunch, a chime, shards on the floor. She staggered back. But behind the cracks there was no wall. No reflection. Just darkness. Inside the mirror, emptiness. Or a tunnel? No. A screen. And on it, a recording. Old. Poor quality. A room, a table, 3 girls laughing. She recognized herself. Kseniya. And the third, unknown. Until... Kira. She breathed. The same one from the cassette. On screen, Kira stood and turned to the camera. Smiled. And said, "I was the first. He started with me. Not out of malice. Out of fear. He didn't want to be alone. He was looking for the perfect me. Stitching it together from pieces. And you, Vera, you're the closest." The footage flickered. The recording cut out. Now on screen, a face. Mark. But not like before. In a different body. A different form. And still, him. "You're almost there," he said. "But you still think you can escape. Understand? You no longer carry my shadow. You are it. The shards beneath her feet began to vibrate. She heard breathing. Hers? No. From inside. Choose. Stay. Or free the others, he said. How? And then the mirror flared again. Kseniya appeared, speaking to her. Burn it. All of it. He's in the recordings. In memory. In structure. Only by destroying the carriers can we be free. Vera turned. Dina stood at the entrance. In her hand, a canister of gasoline. Ready? Chapter 11, Exit. They doused the store. Walls, displays, floor, the mirror. If you burn this, you burn part of yourself, Dina warned. Vera took the lighter. Click. Flame, sharp, alive. She watched the glass burn. One by one, the images cracked. Reflections writhed like living things. In one, she cried. In another, screamed. In a third, silently walked into the dark. But among them, she saw Kira, Kseniya, even some she'd never known, and all of them smiled. Free. For the last time. Fire consumed the ceiling. Vera and Dina ran outside. Behind them, raw smoke clouds. As if the entire old world was collapsing. And now what? She asked. Now you're you again, Dina replied. Or at least, not him. Later, on the bus, Vera opened her phone. One last message. Connection lost. File unavailable. Process complete. And yet, in the bus window, her reflection winked for a second, but this time, Vera didn't look away.